Hi, we're going to play a game for Astro Basic. It's called Nuke the @ ampersand, pound sign, percent sign, dollar sign, star. And I've always referred to it as Nuke the Bastards, but I don't think in any official documentation it's actually called that. So in this episode we'll call it Nuke the Baddies. You'd think it might be like a missile command type game, but really it's not a game at all, and I think the idea of it's pretty interesting. This is going along with round 8 of the Astrocade High Score Club. We're going to be playing it with GORF, and I thought it would be appropriate, and I was thinking it was similar to Missile Command, but I'm completely wrong. It kind of has, if I describe the game to you, you would think it is, but it's not. And you drop a nuclear bomb, and you drop it on a city, and that's it. But the game isn't pointless, and let me get into a couple of things first, though. This is the only game I've ever seen that loads this way. And you start the game in, just like I do. Look, you turn on the Astrocade, you see the regular menu. Then what you do is you press reset. Now why would I do that? Who cares? Well, I'll read you the manual and I'll explain it to you. It says, after the arcade powers up, you should reset without BASIC inserted before loading Nuke the Baddies. This will set the alternate color map registers, which are used to display a, quote, fallout pattern. Now I've noticed that this does seem to work like half the time. And once you see the fallout pattern, you actually only see it the very first time that you nuke the city. And after that, you don't see the pattern anymore. But when it works, it's pretty interesting. So I'll try it a couple times, and we'll see what happens. So first, I'm going to turn the system off. I'm going to turn the system on. Hopefully it's in focus still. I'm going to press reset. Now, unlike most systems, you can actually insert a cartridge into the Astrocade without any issues, and it won't hurt it. It's designed to be done this way. So right now I'm inserting the Astro Basic cartridge, and I press reset. So now I say colon, input. I'm going to prep up my phone, which is what I load everything with, and get it ready. I'm going to say go, and I start loading the program. Now this has a little title screen, and you'll see that this is what happens when it loads for 20 seconds or so, and then you'll see this against reverse background. So Nuke the baddies. In this case, it doesn't actually call the baddies the exact same thing as the instruction manual does. You are armed with a 5 megaton bomb, and you just have to drop it on this city. And hopefully that's not too loud. I'm going to drop it now. It falls onto the city. You get an explosion that flashes. It didn't show the fallout. I've only been able to get it to do it sometimes, but I'm not going to continue to try it over and over. And that's the entire game. And it seems kind of weird, because what you see is how many people I've killed, and I've killed 1,990,000 people, which is 74% of the city, which is pretty terrible. Which is exactly what this game is trying to explain to you, which I think is kind of neat. So I'm going to drop the thing one more time, and you'll get a different amount. Yeah, the 5 megaton bomb falls, explodes, and as terrible as that may seem, there is a point. And this time I've killed nearly as many people. You don't really think about this too much when you're playing a game like Missile Command. So I'm going to turn this game out, or turn it down, or mute it or something. I guess I'll just turn it down, because it is pretty loud when it's playing. I'm going to read you the manual, which seems to have been written by George Moses. And it says, the object of this game is to prevent a nuclear war by showing the emptiness of life, even if you win the battle, because you have no human organisms left to share the victory with. So, if no nuclear war breaks out in the next 5 years, and this was released in 1982 or 83, so if no wars broke out by, say, oh, I didn't even know it would say that. What did I say again? Let's look at that again. So if you don't drop a bomb, it kind of scolds you. I didn't realize it did that because I've never not dropped a bomb before. So this is my plane going across the screen, and it's moving along. And I don't drop a bomb. You pinko peace creep. How interesting. But the point isn't that. The point is, says, so if no nuclear war breaks out, and so by 1987, in the next 5 years, please give the credit to this program and its creator, Jay Fenton. In the meantime, have fun and remember, aim for the nuclear power plant for the most devastation for your bomb dollar. And that's it. So I guess the nuclear power plant, because if I drop it early, unless that is the nuclear power plant, I really don't know. Oh, so that's the fallout, I guess. So we do get to see it. I didn't realize that was the bonus. You hit the nuclear power plant, property destroyed 22%. Huh. I don't kill more people that way. But wow, that's interesting. Well, that's about all there is to the game. You can continue to do this over and over. I think for the high score club, what I'll do is try to get the lowest possible score. So let me turn this back up. And let's see what happens if I totally miss the city. Well, I've missed the city. I'm presuming people are going to die anyway. 10,000 dead. Property destroyed. 0%. Well, that is it for this game. Hope you've enjoyed watching. Maybe we've all learned a valuable lesson. Maybe if you load it up, give it a chance, and you can see that not everyone wanted to make a Mystical Man clone. The day after I made this video, I posted to the Astrocade High Score Club some information about the game. I actually made a summary, which I think will be kind of neat to read here. And it's what my ideas about the game, what I think of it, its overall view. Nuke the Bastards isn't much of a game. It's not meant to be one. It's more of a political statement. I didn't miss the irony of the distribution of Nuke the Bastards. This game, which could just as easily have been called Death to Them All, is on the opposite side of a tape on which the main game is called Life. The game Nuke is everything that Life is not. Nuke the Bastards gives us an interesting glimpse into the human condition. Do we want to play a, quote, game in which, with the push of a trigger button, we can kill millions of people? In this game, we're not out to save the Earth from invaders from space. No, it's simply us against them, and we just might be the bad guys. Can we handle that? Will you drop your one bomb, or will you allow yourself to be ridiculed for being weak and flying over the city without releasing death to millions of people? That's what I think this game is trying to get across, and it does a good job of doing that. Thanks, Jay.